everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of the Disney version of the Castles, Capes, and Clones vlogcast. Today we'll be talking about Disneyland Forward, a female-led national treasure, and more. We are Castles, Capes, and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. I'm Loren, and I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot, Rich.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm good. My eyes are burning for some reason, but other than that.
The California sun.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more like dialysis.
Yeah.
It's always kicking my butt.
Yeah.
Good times. It's always a good time. That's what I always say. I always say when I leave, I'm like, thanks for the good times, everybody. So,
Nice.
Anyway, anything interesting going on in your world?
I'm like kind of digging through all of the WonderCon at home stuff.
Oh yeah.
So not a lot.
I still need to go through it.
Not a lot of Disney stuff that I saw. Not a lot of Star Wars stuff. There's a couple of Marvel things.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
Thing I want to do. Yeah, on the Marvel.
Yeah. Which is kind of par for the course. WonderCon's has always been kind of the low key thing. So there's a lot of content, don't get me wrong, but it's more like it's almost like the more niche con. Like you have to have specific, like there was a lot of Star Trek panels, but like weird Star Trek panels, like about legal stuff and who, like the fandom, about the generations of fandom and who's right and who's wrong or what, it's like these kind of weird things where there's only a couple really big name things on there.
Yeah.
So, but then in a couple months, Comic-Con, I'm sure is going to have. Well, I know they're going to have stuff. But what's interesting is that Comic-Con also announced that they're going to have a smaller in-person convention in November.
Huh. That's interesting.
It is. I mean, I know it's like, hopefully by then a lot of people get the vaccine and stuff, but like,
yeah,
it's a weird time to do it because, it requires, travel to San Diego, unless you're from San Diego.
Right.
During, like, if everything's normal enough where people can gather like that, are they gonna gather at San Diego Comic-Con or like gather at home for Thanksgiving?
Right.
In a time where we haven't seen family and friends for like so long.
For a while, yeah.
So I'm like, that's an odd time.
Yeah, and what do they mean by smaller? Like
that's the thing, right?
It's such a hard event to get into.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I'm going to assume that all that stuff outside is not going to happen.
Yeah,
because I don't think anyone's got time, nor I think are they prepared for a November version of that. And yeah, like I'm assuming like we're still not out of the woods by that time, and there'll still be a lot of social distancing things.
A lot of masks.
Yeah, and I don't know how that's gonna look.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it's hard to control crowds, even at a small size, especially if there's going to be like signings or giveaways. Like all you have to do is they're like, who wants a free poster, and then people just gather and like push against each other just to get a poster for something you don't even know what it is. So many times I've gotten posters for things on this because I happen to be at the right place. Someone says free poster, I'm like, ooh, I want one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I remember I got an Outlander or something. I've never seen the show, nor do I have
Yeah,
I
I
haven't seen the
know.
show since. I'm like, but I got it,
But yeah, you're so like excited to get something free that
right?
you'll risk life and limb to get it.
And you literally risk life and limb to get it because
Yeah.
you're fighting a big crowd of people that also want free stuff, so you can
Oh
sell it
yeah.
on eBay.
Now try doing that in a scooter.
Yeah, right. But I
Yeah.
mean, like, so even if you say social distance, how do you battle that? I mean, like like at the Hasbro booth, right? There's always that, like, the line ends here, you can't gather past this line, and like people just gather elsewhere. It's like it's really
Hmm.
hard to control social distancing
Yeah.
in a convention. So I don't know how it's going to look, to tell you the truth. Nor do I
I
know
know.
if I had the opportunity if I would go to that one.
Yeah. To that one. Yeah. I mean, eventually we're going to get back to
Yeah,
normal somehow.
right.
But it's just like we don't know about the variants and all this stuff that,
Yeah,
are we going to
yeah.
all feel comfortable in November? I don't think so. But maybe that's what they're counting
Hoping
on,
it
is
could
that a
be.
lot of people will still not want to go.
Yeah,
So who knows?
yeah. We'll see. We'll see how that
Yeah.
when I get more information on that. So
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start with the news. Oh my God, my eyes. Disney is seeking approval for a program called Disneyland Forward. It's a major resort expansion in Anaheim using the existing footprint of what's in Anaheim, but like, turning it up to 11, basically. Uh, they've got expansions for Disneyland, for Disney California Adventure, a Disney Springs kind of thing going on.
mhm.
And Rich and I had a conversation, a live stream. We did a live stream talking about all of this. And if you haven't had a chance to watch that live stream, we highly recommend that you do, and we'll put the link in the show notes below.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the what thing would you be the most excited about? Now, this is like the Disneyland Forward website has all of these things that could inspire things, but
Yeah.
nothing is like
Nothing is
set in
really,
stone.
not even the Tron thing
Right. But
is.
like of those things, what would be the most exciting for you?
Of the things that they said might be there, or what I would
Yes.
hope. I can't remember now what was there. Zootopia, Toy Story Land,
Yeah, there was Tangled,
Tangled,
Peter Pan, Frozen, Tron,
Tron
Zootopia.
definitely, but I feel like that's like going to be my forever answer for anything. So
Yeah.
besides Tron, I would go with in the parks between all those. Maybe Zootopia.
Yeah.
It's like Tangled and Zootopia. I think
Those are my two.
if one's in Disneyland and one's in California Adventure, those two.
Yeah. Because I really feel like Tangled deserves more than that.
Yeah, I think like Disneyland needs to bring in some of their more recent fairy tales into Disneyland just to make, because like when kids go visit, I mean there's a reason why Disney's doing a lot of these live action remakes and stuff. It's to bring those stories back into the purview of kids.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, the argument is like you just show them the old stuff, but we've talked about this like ad nauseum, that just because it's old doesn't mean that kids will watch it. Like just because you're like, this is awesome. And think back to when you were a kid. If your parents are like, this is gonna be awesome, you're kind of like, right, old people stuff.
I know, exactly.
What is this 2D stuff? It's like,
yes,
those are paintings. So bringing those to a newer audience will work. But like Tangled, I don't know if like Tangled was like the first like modern fairy tale, I think. Right? I mean, it's like basically Tangled and Frozen, and then Moana and stuff. But I feel like that. I mean, I would love to see Moana, but I know we're getting something about Moana in like Epcot.
Yeah.
You know, and there's another thing where I'm like, I would like variety between both sides of the country.
Yeah.
Where
I
this
mean,
gives you a reason to go to the other park.
right. Although the Moana stuff that they have going on at Epcot, I think it's slightly different. Like I would like to see an attraction, like a ride attraction, rather than kind
That's
of
why
a
I think
walk
I
through
feel like
garden park.
because I don't know what kind of ride it would be. Like
I would go for a water
right.
flume ride.
And like if Disney can come up with some new kind of water ride, you know what I mean? Not like a flume ride and not like a rapid ride. You know,
Yeah.
somehow Disney Imagineer some new type of water ride. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be.
Like you're on the boat or the raft thing. Boat, canoe. What do we call those things? That she's
I think they're called rafts.
Something, yeah.
Oh, the Outrigger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, something. I don't know. I mean, and then I hope if they did it, it wouldn't be like a virtual thing. Give us if it's gonna be a water ride, they give a water ride.
Yeah.
Unless they come up with a virtual way to do a water ride with water. You know, like you imagine if they did like the volume kind of thing where you actually get on a raft in water.
I mean, that would be awesome.
Right? And then you're just like, you get splashed. Maybe like
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
See, I got ideas.
Make it happen. Disney. Make it happen.
So those are your two also, or those are your two also?
Tangled and Zootopia. Zootopia just because it's only being done in Shanghai, so it would be kind of cool to,
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult for us to go to Shanghai. Like if it were Walt Disney World, then it would be one thing. But
that's why like the Tron thing for me is such like I want it only because I would just want something close. But
right,
if they did something else with Tron and not just a roller coaster, they give us something else.
Yeah,
I'll be down with that as well.
I agree. I agree.
Or like we kind of mentioned in that stream, like a Wreck-It Ralph world where you can actually have Tron in there.
Right.
So
I would also love to have a Moana thing, or even more recently, we had a commenter on our live stream, and he had all kinds of ideas, but one of them was he wants to see Raya, and I was like, oh my god, can you imagine like
I would definitely want to see Raya.
Riding on a tuk-tuk? Oh my god.
Yeah, especially in this like the modern and like current events kind of thing, like bringing a celebration of the Asian culture.
Yeah.
That spans beyond a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And like like Animal Kingdom has its lands and stuff, but it's not like it doesn't really embrace an IP that's from Asia. And I think Raya, because it celebrates multiple cultures, is a good choice.
I agree.
Yeah, because like they have all those, like even they made a land of Raya. Can you imagine what's the place? What's it called?
Kumandra.
Yeah, imagine that was the land, because then you have all the different mini lands or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Water ride.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Dragon flight.
Yes. Spine tingler.
It's like a lot of things you can do. Like what we need that we don't have, and I don't like. We don't have like the equivalent of the Indiana Jones stunt spectacular.
Yeah.
Imagine a Raya themed one.
That would be really cool.
Like Universal has like Waterworld. That's fun to go watch.
And how cool would it be to have like a female-led
Yeah.
battle? You know.
Yeah. Like two, like right, and then other. I don't know if you have little kids, I probably wouldn't do that part, but you know,
Right.
you have something with
Yeah.
stunt people.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of cool action sets they can do, like that kind of thing, while exploring all the different myth, like fictional lands, but they're based on, Asian culture.
Yeah.
So that'd be
Very
cool.
fun.
I'd take that.
Yeah.
Do that. That's a good idea.
Call us Disney.
Call that guy.
Yeah. All right. Before we move on, do you want to say anything about the kind of Disney Springs area, or?
You know what I want in Disney Springs? A Funko store.
Yes,
Because
I
like
am all about
there's a
that.
lot. I mean, there's a lot of Disney Funkos. I mean, Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, they're all there.
Yeah,
So it's not
I
like it'd
mean
be
we
a
have a
weird.
Lego store, so why
Yeah.
not
So
a
it wouldn't be
Funko
like a
store?
weird thing. I think it would definitely fit in there. And I kind of mentioned it too, like a more themed movie theater, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like a modern. If they made the El Capitan today with new technology and bigger seats,
Yeah.
more comfortable seats, um, you know,
Oh
I think that'd
yeah,
be kind
way
of
more
cool.
comfortable.
Like make a modern looking El Capitan, but have that same aesthetic, like this old theatery kind of thing.
I'd love that.
Or even like a theater.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Like somewhere there's a lot of talent in the Disney family. So
Oh yeah.
movie theater or a theater, you
Right.
know, that'd be kind of a cool thing to bring to Orange County.
Yeah.
Um, in a way that's a lot of accessible to people and have the marketing behind it, where you can have like a place where you can see the Lion King
Yeah.
stage show and stuff like that.
They do that. They have that in Shanghai. I
Literally.
watched. I watched Lion King in Chinese. It was actually pretty cool because obviously I know that story inside and out
Right.
in English, so it was kind of cool to watch it in Chinese,
Was it
and I still cried through
was it the
it.
full show? Because like if you go to like Las Vegas, say, I remember I watched the Phantom of the Opera there, but it was
Yeah,
like the shortened version of it, right?
I
Did they do a shortened, or was it the full
I
the
think it was the
full
full
thing?
version from
Mhm.
what and there was the one who played Nala. I
Mhm.
think it was Nala. Who sings Shadowland? Is it Nala or the mom? Anyway, whoever no, it's Nala. She played
Yeah,
Nala. Her voice was amazing. Like, it gave me goosebumps. So
it's a good show.
yeah, it's a good show, no matter what language you're watching it in.
Yeah. But like, can you imagine having a venue like that in
Mm-hmm.
Disney, whatever they want to call it, um, Pleasure Island? Bring my Pleasure
Yeah,
Island to Orange County. Don't do that.
right.
Uh, but I mean, like, well, there's theaters around here, but they're like such. There's no like the theater that's around here. I can't remember the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. There's like one in South Coast.
Yeah,
It seems so out of the way, and like there's no character to it,
right.
right? But if you made something like be with Disney behind it, themed, like an old classic theater, but like it's a modern theater,
Yeah,
like, or if you do it the way like you can have either a movie theater or like a stage play theater kind of thing. I think that would be kind of cool to bring,
totally.
right? But there's so many different places you can have. Like, there's a lot of Disney shows that they're doing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even like just the stuff of the Hyperion, which is like a 15-minute whatever. Those are really good. But having a place where you can do a longer show, I totally do that. Bring theater culture to the masses, basically.
Yeah.
Especially with like how popular Hamilton was and how interested younger folks now are into theater. Give them something that's more accessible that people can see and like go to and gravitate towards. I think that would be great.
I agree. I totally agree.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. All right. Well, like I said, check out our live stream for more conversation about this, because we could go on and on.
Obviously, we can just keep going.
but then we just be retreading everything that we talked about. All right. So the next story is that James Marsden and Adina Menzel are returning for Disenchanted, which is a sequel to Enchanted. Yay! I am looking forward to that. I hope that they give Adina Menzel a bigger role this time. Like, they have one of the most powerhouse voices, and they did not give her a song, which is crazy. So yeah, sometimes they do that. Like with Jonathan Groff in the first Frozen, like they had this great voice, and they
made him pretty much for the whole time was mostly singing as Sven.
as a reindeer. Yeah, exactly.
That is true. That is true. Thank God he got that amazing song in Frozen 2.
Yes, that's one of my favorites from that
great
movie.
Show. That's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like, I don't know. Are they? I thought they were filming this already, but then again, COVID. So I don't know how that.
Yeah, I know. I never know what.
Like, I feel like when I saw this, I'm like, I thought they were already like deep into it, like already. So like
they might be, and we didn't know about James Marsden, and yeah, so they kind of like release information little by little in dribs and grabs. So it could be that they've already filmed their parts and we didn't know about it.
Just want to release some information. Like, we're still doing this. This is happening.
Yeah.
It's not in any of the things yet, right? Like, we don't know how it's being released or when.
Nope, not yet.
I'm pretty sure they're probably holding on for. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's ready, but like for a theatrical release.
Yeah.
Could do well.
Yep. Okay, so Queen of Katwe director Mira Nair is set to direct a female-led National Treasure series for Disney Plus. Oh, it's a series.
Yep.
So that's exciting. Did you see Queen of Katwe?
I did not. It's always been on my list to watch.
It's really a great film. It's a very simple film. Like, it's not, I mean, it's true story.
Right.
And, but it's really kind of a great little film. And I'm glad that she's getting a little more notoriety in terms of getting more directing gigs and things like that. That's pretty cool that she's gonna get a series to direct.
Yeah. It's written by the same people that wrote National Treasure 1 and 2, so that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, this follows definitely a different. I mean, this is not I don't think this is even a continuation. Like, I hope though it would take place in the same universe ish. This is definitely like a Latina-led story. I'm guessing they're gonna tell, because what National Treasure does is kind of tell the history of the United States, but through Nick Cage's family's eyes. Throughout, like a lot about the Masons and the Civil War and stuff. So being told from not just so Latina's eyes, but like, they emphasize that she's a dreamer.
Oh, that's cool.
So telling that story from someone who might not be a citizen, but aspires to be, or what it means to be an immigrant here in the United States through the mystery of the history of things. And like, there's so much different versions of history than just following the European history in the United States.
I absolutely agree. I mean, we could be doing this about any racial group, but it's kind of cool that they're doing it about the Latino community and bringing in that kind of aspect of American history, because they have been here even longer than we have. We just took the land, and so I think that's going to be a really interesting story to tell for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, I still hope that there is a National Treasure 3 with Nick Cage, because that left that story with a cliffhanger of sorts.
Yeah.
Which could work. They can do a movie with Nick Cage and have it, whatever. I think it'd be cool, like, if it came. That's why I said I would hope this is in the same universe, so maybe those two could meet at some point.
That would be really cool if there was like a cameo by Nick Cage or by one of the other casts.
Because like, if whatever you do, if you want to find out about this show, do not look at the comments. But like, if you're someone who doesn't like this idea because it's not Nick Cage, I understand, but I think there's still room for a film and a series.
I definitely think so too.
Right. So don't give up hope that we won't ever get National Treasure 3, or for those who've watched it, like, don't think we're not going to get what's on page 47.
Right.
I think with the inclusion of the writers of 1 and 2, and they've been trying to get 3 done, I feel like maybe if this series gains a lot of traction, and say like at some point, maybe season 2, Nick Cage shows up, they can bring like maybe National Treasure 3 is the 2 of them.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
I think so too.
Because at that point, it's like it's going to be a story about aliens. I think we know that.
Yeah, so. It'll be. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And now that I'm caught up on the.
Have you seen it? Yeah.
National Treasure. Yeah, I'm all caught up. I really enjoyed them.
I love those movies.
Yeah,
I love those movies. Really, I like Mummy 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're kind of like in that Indiana Jones vein. They're just fun.
Yeah, they're fun. It's
adventure.
Fun, and you forget how maybe horrible John Voight is. Because
I know.
But I mean, Helen Mirren in 2 is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that cast. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, it's. I mean, like, it's kind of like remember the Dan Brown novels, like the Da Vinci Code and stuff, where it's all these like historical and art mysteries and clues and whatever, but they're not entirely all true. It's like that. It's like a fun romp through history and art and all these kind of cool things, conspiracies and whatever, without being mired in like too deep into the dark conspiracies of things,
Yeah.
Like The Mummy to me is like a lighthearted adventure story where, when I first heard of it, I thought, oh, it's going to be like The Mummy, the horror movie. Nothing like it whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just a fun time at the movies.
Adventure. Yeah, it's just a fun adventure.
That's why I feel like I still want to see National Treasure 3, because I feel like it's a fun time in the theater. So.
Yeah, and like you said, there's we've got the page 47 and all this stuff that we still need to find more information about. And so I definitely think that there's room for it. But before we move on, there's an important piece of information that you need to know. John Voight called me a dangerous man when I was wearing a Minnie Mouse Santa hat at Disneyland, and I met him when he was doing the
candlelight.
Yeah, candlelight, and he came over and he said, "You are a dangerous man." And I said, "I don't know what it means, but hey, cool."
I don't know what it means either.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that was kind of a fun little story.
Nice.
All right. Well, moving over to Walt Disney World, it is starting to test facial recognition software for park entry. So they just had magic bands, and now they're looking at facial recognition. It's crazy.
Yeah, and they're doing it with masks.
Oh,
so I mean, like, because they're still in safety mode, so they're not making you take off your mask.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's done through the app and a scanner over there, so now you don't even need.
Maybe it's through your eyes.
It's got to be something.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be meant so you can just walk in.
Right.
And they'll know. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I wonder when Disneyland's going to catch up with what they do over at Walt Disney World. Like, like the Magic Band thing, I remember seeing that first at D23.
Right.
Before they did it. And that was years ago now. And they've been using Magic Bands at Disney World for years. And I feel like we just stopped. No, we haven't done it. We're still using like scanners, and like it takes forever to get inside the parks.
Yeah.
Because not only do you get it scanned in with your ticket, then you got to get your picture taken. Like, they don't do that at Disney World. So it makes it like the entry process way better. Especially if you've been in Disneyland trying to get into the gates before opening to get on Rise of Resistance. That queue to get in is just painful because
you want to get in, and it's like what, a minute before the park opens, and all of a sudden you're stopped by a family of 12 who all need to take their photos, and it's like, so
or they printed out the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this. It's by Disney standards, it's an archaic system.
Yes.
So, like, they need to, if Disney World's at facial recognition phase, Disneyland needs to be at least Magic Band phase. Because can you imagine if they did, and they still had annual passes, and like, Disney fans tend to collect everything.
Yeah.
Just release Magic Bands into the Disneyland ecosystem, and it'll be crazy.
Right.
We'll make money off that.
Yeah. I was opposed to Magic Bands, but the more that I see them in action and stuff like that, the more I am actually on board. I'm totally on board with it now.
Yeah, and even if you don't like Magic Bands, that technology, you can also still use your phone to do it.
Right.
You can scan your phone on the little sensor thing, and it'll let you in. I mean, it's even like better than the Fast Pass system that we have, where you scan your phone. Because that's a physical scanner, like a laser scanner kind of thing. Like the Mickey scanner thing just operates off of like IR or whatever it is called. RF frequencies. So you can just use your phone instead of your Magic Band if you want.
Yeah.
Or they will give you a physical card, because what they do in Disney World, like you can either use your Magic Band, they give you a card, or you can use your phone. So
yeah,
get with it, Disneyland.
Yeah, we'll see it all soon. Sure. Maybe once this expansion happens.
Yeah.
So, well, all right. Well, here's a big piece of news. Don Cheadle is joining the cast of ABC's reboot of the Wonder Years. Don Cheadle. That's pretty big.
Yeah, he's going to be doing the voiceover.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's going to be the voice of the older. I don't know what the main character, the kid's name,
right? But, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's going to be that one. So it takes over for. Oh my God, who was it in Wonder Years? Was it Daniel Stern?
I want to say yes.
Right, that did that voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's taking that role, which is cool. I feel like he's next. He needs to be in a Star Wars movie.
Yes, I agree.
Right? Totally needs.
He can totally do it.
So do it.
Yeah, I know. They're building up their empire of Disney EGOTs. So
all for it.
Yeah, they just need to do this and that.
Yeah, the more
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the more I hear about this show, the more I really, really want to watch it.
Me too.
Right.
I really like the Wonder Years back in the day.
Oh yeah.
I like the fact that they're doing like a fresh new take on it, and
yeah,
I think that it'll be really a good kind of show.
And it's like a brand new take on it, but it's still the same era. That's what I like. They didn't do like Wonder Years 90s.
Right.
It's still the 60s.
Right.
Just told by a different family in a different area, from a different perspective.
Right.
And I think that's a cool thing. So looking forward to that.
And I'm sure that they're going to address issues of racial justice.
It's going to have
things like that. They're going to have to, because it's the 60s.
Yeah. And then also approaching, because like what I remember about the Wonder Years also, and I hope they get to explore it. Like I don't know how much licensing and stuff is going to get in the way, but like the music of the 60s,
right,
from the Black perspective, right?
So more of your R&B and
yeah, like I learned a lot about the hippie music during the Wonder Years. It'd be nice to explore kind of the 60s, like Motown kind of stuff or whatever. That they, that's what I'm looking forward to too, as a music guy. Like what music they get to use, because I remember it being very music driven.
Yes. Oh, what's that?
My cup.
Oh. So. Hopefully it wasn't filled with hot liquid or anything like that.
It's also sealed, so.
Oh, okay. That's good.
All good.
All right. Well, there's been some new news in terms of casting for that show Crater, which is about the kid, I think, at a lunar colony that they all go to this crater where
right.
Like the Stand By Me kind of thing. Yeah.
Talked about last time, right? Last time or 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, it was like very recently we talked about it. But, so Isaiah Russell
Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey. Sorry, I'm thinking of Isaiah Bradley.
I was to say.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He will be the main character, and then we already heard about McKenna Grace from Captain Marvel being one of his best friends, and it also includes Orson Hong, Thomas Boyce, and Billy Barrett. And I'm very excited that one of the friends is Asian American. Again, representation matters, and so that's really the big reason why I decided to include this, because we don't really know who a lot of these stars are, but
they're young, so
yeah, they're young, but I think that it's again great. I'm seeing a lot of casting being done, and we're going to talk later this week about Obi-Wan, and there's a Asian American actor in that one too.
There's two.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, there is. Actually, there's more. I think
probably. I'm not sure what some of the other ones are.
Some of the ethnicities.
But the two that I know that I've seen before, I know definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's just very exciting stuff. I know that a lot of people don't really think about it, but I do.
I
I'm
do.
always.
I mean, you know, like
Yeah, I mean, you and I do. I know.
Yeah.
But
you know, there's a lot of people that are against. I'm saying against it because they say they're not, but I mean, if they're against it, it really just plays into why it matters.
Exactly.
Because when it's not your race, when it's not people who look like you, like we grew up not having it. Like how many shows on TV had Asians in it that weren't caricatures, you know, or guest stars as just like the angry Asian shopkeeper or something, right?
I just remember Mrs. Eddie's father, who was an Academy Award winner, by the way. So
who?
We should from the courtship of Eddie's father. He was the kind of the maid.
Yeah.
And she's an Academy Award winning actress. So she's not somebody to be scoffed at. But she's really the only person that I can think of that was in a major role that wasn't an evil role growing up.
Yeah. So, and like honestly, like if you look around this country, like especially like, you know, well-populated areas, the mix is very much what we're seeing. Like it's still primarily like European everywhere, right? But I mean, like there's a lot of, you go anywhere around here, there's a lot of people of color, and it's not right like what we're seeing in these shows. It's not like all of a sudden there's no white people. It's more like in a realistic view of things. Like there's still a lot of white actors in these movies and stuff.
Yes.
But we're seeing more people of color because that's the makeup of especially this country.
Well, yeah, this country.
World. So it's just been, you know, historically in the past from Hollywood that people of color weren't marketable. And that's why. That's really why. I mean, that's why you get like a lot of roles that should go to people of color played by like white people.
Yeah.
You know, Mickey Rooney is the first I remember of going like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And things like that. So, you know, if in your head your first reaction is like, this is so woke, really question yourself a little bit. Like, why is it? Is it really not representative of your world?
Yeah.
You know, and then think about it from our standpoint.
Yeah.
We're not taking over. We're still a minority in Hollywood. Right. We are still a minority in Hollywood. And the entertainment business.
I mean, you think about how few roles there are that is so worth my time to talk about this right now is because there are so few roles, far between that I always jump at the chance to celebrate when somebody gets a role.
Why we celebrated Black Panther. There's a reason why people went crazy for Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
And it's not because like it's not because like all of a sudden they're everywhere. It's because in the late 2000 teens, whatever you want to call it, those are the first major movies, you know, where it was black led, like production, an Asian production. How long has Hollywood been around?
Yes.
You know? So by no means are we taking over anything. We're just started getting into the game, and Hollywood realizing that there is a market for everybody. So
Yes.
Get over yourselves.
All right. Well, the last story we have is the Muppet Christmas Carol concert is going to tour England and Scotland. Why isn't it touring here?
Like,
I want it so
I'm
badly.
hoping that's like, we're trying it out.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
I want to see Kermit.
I know.
Is it based on the Muppet Christmas Carol?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's going to be like, so they're going to sing all the songs.
We're going to bring in Michael Caine.
That would be cool. I don't know if they're going to go that.
They're going
to get him, but
the big puppet and for
Sweetums.
The Ghost of Christmas Present and stuff.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that's a different one that I'm thinking. Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that they would get all these Muppets to do.
Yeah, I watched it during Christmas, and I was like, remember how good it is.
Yeah.
Like the Gonzo parts and the Rizzo.
And the Rizzo, yeah, those are really funny parts.
I mean, like, it's one of the best tellings, I think, of that story.
Yeah. Because it's just pure fun.
Yeah. Michael Caine.
And yeah, the fact that they got Michael Caine for it, I mean,
yeah.
How funny is that?
Like, hey, Michael Caine, you're gonna be playing Ebenezer Scrooge. Sweet.
Right.
Who's your co-stars? Bunch of puppets.
Yeah. Miss Piggy and Kermit.
But like, he has to sell it, and he sells it, and it's great.
Does. He totally does.
So, hopefully I would like to see this. You know where I'd like to see this? In the Disney Springs Theater that I'm talking about.
Good callback. I like it.
Full circle. Like that.
So anyway. All right. Well, we have come to the end of our show. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what your favorite story of the day is. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. You can share our posts with your family and friends, and you can also reach us at podcast@castlescapesandclothes.com. Leave us your feedback, both good and bad. Reach me personally on Twitter @Lojav and on Instagram @Loren Javier. How about you, Rich?
You can reach me on Twitter and Instagram @R2Romasanta.
All right. Well, the opinions expressed on today's vlogcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Yep. Catch you on the flip side.